Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something most delicious, most palatable, a show for those with an insatiable appetite for the stories behind people, places, and things. What's the Recipe is where host Amanda Fowler chats with creatives, entrepreneurs, and the accomplished to uncover their one-of-a-kind recipe to success. How did they do it? What did it take? Pull up a seat at the table and indulge in the flavors of inspiration, innovation, and insightful dialogue. I hope you're hungry.
Did you guys set up your camera and your mics in your house?
Yeah, we did. So when we first got started, we had a whole podcasting room downstairs in our basement. The shittiest lighting. The audio sounded awful too.
It was very basement-esque.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes the best. Where you get
Yes, until you see that one room that we picked in our basement. The one room that's just not finished. It just looks very
scary.
kind of... Yeah, exactly.
There's one window. One window and it's a rectangle. It's so small.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not the vibe.
Yeah,
not at all.
then of course we know amazing people like Anna, who's just mention Hooch Booch, and we are sponsored by Hooch Booch and Corpse Survivor, so we can record at places like,
and then you guys have do you always have the Hooch Booch or the Corpse Survivor?
Of course, this is a business.
Yeah,
of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
No, but Mae Mae, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really a pleasure being able to get to know you. We're really excited to hear you play some music tonight. And I will say you are really good at what you do. Love your music, and we'll dive into that.
And also, look at your style. Talk to us about your style.
I was gonna mention that jacket though.
Thank you.
Are you a thrifted, girly, vintage?
Let me give you the tea right now. This is actually not thrifted. This is actually urban.
Love.
That's okay.
You have to have an urban.
But
this is free people, but thrifted. So it's the same shit.
You know what I'm really embarrassed to also mention right now? How everything I wear these days are Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
they're having
making
a comeback,
dude.
They are making a comeback. Their jeans are good.
They are. Their shirts,
they're good.
They totally did a whole new thing, and I'm on board for it. But do I preach it? Not necessarily.
No, it's when you get I don't know how controversial this is right now, but a Brandy Melville t-shirt.
Yeah.
It slaps, but I can't say that. I can't say that in public. I don't know, it's just a good staple. You know?
What about Ed Hardy? When is Ed Hardy going to come back?
Ed Hardy?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I was thinking of, what's the one with the monkey? You know what I'm talking about. The monkey?
Is that Ed Hardy?
No, it's not Ed Hardy, but I was thinking
monkey.
of, you guys haven't.
Is it glittery? And
No, I'm not brand. I'm not.
No.
You know Ed Hardy though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm bad with names.
Yeah. So where do you get your style inspo from?
Well, I live in Austin now.
Yeah.
I'm from Georgia. I feel like I've always kind of had, I don't know, not I wouldn't say it's super because I'm not from the city, but I do like something that kind of feels cozy and comfortable, but also has a little bit of an edge. I like the juxtaposition, you
100%,
know?
for sure.
It's kind of with femininity and masculinity too,
Yes.
blending the two.
Yes. I don't like to feel too feminine, and I don't like to feel too mass.
Right.
Right now I'm feeling a little bit more mass.
I love it though.
But
It's a good look for sure.
But then we do makeup and then we blow our hair out and then we're good to go.
Is
got the
fashion
story.
something that you've always cared about, or you
No.
never? Okay, so that's a good question.
I'm not like you. This is so cute.
No,
by the way.
and honestly, I think I was super into fashion growing up, and then when I had kids, it fell by the wayside, and now I'm kind of I'm postpartum. I'm getting back to
No,
how
you're shining. You walked in and I was like, wait.
I saw
the
this
purple.
on ThredUp, which is, do you know ThredUp?
Mm-hmm.
So I just got stuff for the first time, and I was like, I have to get the sparkles. I'm usually not a sparkle glitz glam gal,
Yeah,
but
we're going to Europe
want
at the end of
to.
the month, so she's been preparing for that. She's like, babe, I can wear this shirt no bra underneath, walking Europe, and I'm
It's
like, okay,
so
babe,
cute.
do your thing.
On a nude beach, why
And you
not?
can do different things with it too. You put something underneath it. You could do a dress underneath it, a little slip.
Right. So I'm
Vibes.
curious, I want to know more about you and how you grew up, because you grew up in the South.
Yes. Now I moved back. I spent a couple years actually in Southern California, not in LA. I was in Costa Mesa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that area.
Not really.
You guys are from Florida, so you guys get it.
East
When you're from the
Coast-
South, you don't go to the
No,
West
you
Coast.
don't.
No, you don't.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, because you're already near the beach.
Yeah.
You
How
already
long were
have
you
the
in Georgia
vibes.
before you ventured out?
So I'm 27 now. I moved at 22.
Was that a move?
I moved
Was that by yourself?
by myself. Yeah.
Nice. Why?
I just had some friends out there. It was actually right before COVID. I don't even know if I'm getting the years right. Like now it's all a blur.
No, it
Do you know what I
is
mean?
because I was 21 when COVID started happening, and that's like so long ago.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Like
that's
5
so
years
long.
ago?
That's so long
Because you're
ago.
26 now?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
turning
that's
22,
weird.
so like basically 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that so weird?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It like makes me depressed sometimes
know.
to think about because I feel like we lost so much time.
Right.
And those were like our prime years. Not to say we won't have more prime years, but now I'm like,
And now we can't use
Shit.
it as an excuse.
No.
You know, now we can't be like, oh, it's because of COVID. Like, COVID was 5 years ago,
Yeah.
dude. You haven't got your shit together since then. It's not COVID, it's you.
exactly.
Was
Yeah.
music the kind of motivating factor behind a move to California? Or are you just like, I need to get the fuck
Kind
out of Atlanta?
Yes, because a lot of the friends that I moved out there for were artists, and like I just wanted to be, I don't know, a little bit closer to LA, but not necessarily in LA, just because I think being from Georgia and kind of where I came from, like, and even my family being out here and being in Castle Rock, like, I am kind of country at heart, so like that part of me, I think if I would have dove into the LA scene, I think I just would have like completely like been miserable. I needed like a little bit of space. But OC, I didn't love it. John and I both didn't love it, and so then, yeah, a year ago we moved to Austin. So.
And John is your husband.
John is my husband.
Is that where you guys
My
met?
hubby. Yes, Costa Mesa. Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
Oh wow. Okay, you're Southern.
How'd
So
you
when
meet?
I
How many
moved out
siblings do you
there,
have? How long have your parents been married?
and yeah, like we'll get into it, but so he played in a church, and I actually like grew up singing in churches and stuff like that.
Wow.
So he was like hiring musicians, and I like didn't have a job, and I was like,
I can do music.
hire me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just like would sing in his church for a while, and
I love
And
that.
he's like,
is
yo, you got a
history.
good voice, shouty. Like, what's up?
Shawty.
I meant to say shouty or shorty,
Not
but I kind
shawty.
of like mixed the two. So is that
Yeah.
where it all started for you? Singing in churches?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like especially in the South, because I was right outside of like Atlanta. There was a lot of like mega churches that like would hire musicians, and then just my parents. My dad was like a big into gospel type music, and so that's kind of how I was raised. But yeah.
Were you somebody that was just like always knew you had a good voice, like kind of came out of the womb and were like, oh, I can sing? Or were you like put in classes, lessons, things like that?
No, the only reason I sang is because my dad like
Okay.
sang, and then eventually I was like, oh, I want to pick up a guitar, and I like really wanted to write songs, and like, do you guys know the artist Brandi Carlile?
Absolutely.
Of course. I saw her at
Yes.
Red Rocks.
Oh, really?
She was amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's like my dream. I've
That-
seen her one time, but
So,
not at Red Rocks, and I'm
I
jealous.
didn't really know who she was when I went to go see her because I went with one of my best friends. But I knew, like, she has such big songs, like, oh, this is Brandi Carlile, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then when I saw her, I was like weeping in the stands, like, I love this woman.
No, she's like amazing.
Incredible.
I heard her when I was like probably 14 or 15, and I was like, I need like to learn how to play guitar just so I can write songs like Brandi Carlile, or just like learn how to sing her songs. That was like the whole reason why I picked up a guitar. So
Yeah, that was that one song.
yes, the story.
Yeah, the story.
So
My favorite is
good.
The
Tell me
Mother.
a story.
Or
The
Mother.
Mother. That's a newer one.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so good. And just like being a mom, it resonates so much. But
Yeah.
I'm curious for you, was writing like your first love then?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I think everything kind of like fell from that. And I feel like I've gone through like a lot of musical phases, you know, and made like a lot of different types of stuff. And as far as like Mae Mae goes, I started this project like in 2021, 2022, like at the end of 2021, and like launched my first thing. But before I went as like Macy Todd.
Okay.
And so when I was talking about going to Florida and stuff like that and like touring with my old band, I used to go under my real name, which is Macy Todd. So, and that was like more soulful
Yeah,
music.
tell us about the transition to Mae Mae, rebranding.
I love that name, by the way. Mae Mae.
It's a great name.
Thanks.
What made you like sit down and say, okay, I want to do this solo project? How do you come up with like, I'm going to totally go by a different name, maybe a different sound, I'm assuming?
yeah.
Like, what is that like? Walk us through that process.
I think it was just, I was like, okay, I need to change it up for Macy Todd because that was so niche.
Yeah.
That anytime I would like try to do something else, I feel like people were like, well, we want this.
Right.
And I was like, that's so hard because I'm just like going in a different direction. And as a writer, it was really hard for me to like process people wanting just like one thing. So my family calls me Mae Mae, and so I was just like, I don't know. I just had to make a decision because I was like, I just want to start releasing music, and I like the way it looked. Like when I would see it, like when I did my first EP as Mae Mae, I put it in like big red letters, like on my first vinyl I'd ever printed, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is dope. Like, I like it, and I like it because a lot of people will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, that's what I call my grandma, or like that's what I call my niece, and stuff like that. And I just love that. Like girls everywhere can like relate to it. Like somebody in your family. I don't know. Family's like huge for me, so I was like, you know what? That's what my family calls me. Like I like that, so we'll go with that.
Yeah. Are you religious still, or were you?
Oh gosh.
How much time do we have?
COVID, yeah, how much time? That's a long one. I am, but also like, I don't know, in the last couple years, just with the state of the world and everything, that was just a really hard pill to swallow. And yeah, so I am, but I also like don't super identify with anything.
I feel like a lot of people are in that kind of mindset as well, or at least like in this, mid-20s era of like questioning like how they
I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Hey.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, no, that's
or
what
like
I
I don't agree with organized religion, like that whole conversation, you know?
Right.
Which is so valid, and that's how I feel. But I want to kind of ask you too, because I was just thinking about this with Beyonce's new like cowboy country album.
I was listening to it on my way here. I was like,
yes,
the first time that we listened to it, I was like, I don't really like it, because the first two songs like aren't really like, it's just like a cover of Blackbird.
I think she started like opera singing, and then we were like, what's
yeah,
going on here?
She's like, I'm Titanic, Titanic, wow.
We were like,
Good. I actually agree with you. Like, some of my friends texted me, who were like, we love Beyonce, and so every time she comes out with anything, I was like, what do you think?
Yep.
And I listened to, what was it? Oh yeah, 16 Carriages, and then what was the other one that came out?
Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, I didn't like Texas Hold'em.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
At first. Now I do. But it was like one of those things where it's like, I don't know, but I like 16 Carriages actually more.
Have you heard the one with Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
Two queens right there.
Queens.
Yeah.
But I think that there's this what I'm noticing, and like again, I'm not like a musician, so I'm not like in the scene like you are, but what I'm noticing is there are a lot of people who are like kind of saying fuck the genres and like fuck the niches.
Yes, I love it.
And are really like blending all these different types of music into something. I kind of get that vibe with you, like with your music.
So it's really interesting because I was listening to Beyonce on my way on my way to Denver, because I've spent the day in Denver.
Yeah.
And there were just moments, because I just recorded my next EP like probably 3 weeks ago.
Exciting.
And I really want to start like knocking it out.
Hell yeah.
But it has this kind of like, I've never dove into this, but it's like Americana pop, not pop, because I don't know, I feel like I'm not trying to be too pop, because I don't even really listen to that much pop. I mean, I'm talking about Beyonce, but you know what I mean? It's different. But no, I think I'm just going back to my roots a lot, and I feel like Texas definitely like kind of has brought that part of me out that I haven't touched in a really long time for whatever reason, traumatizing reasons, but I'm really excited. And so when I was listening to the album, I was like, there were a couple lyrics that she had where I was like, damn, like I just recorded.
Right.
And like she would say things and I was like, it's like almost like you feel connected to it in that way.
You're like, did I just say that? Like,
the timing, like, like, I don't know, it's so weird how the universe works like that.
Did you record it in Austin?
No, I went to, right outside, you guys never been to California, so
I've been to California many times. He was there.
I've been to Anaheim. I've been to
We've been to California.
You've been to Disney? Is that what you've been to Anaheim?
No, actually, it was for like a work conference. I was staying right outside of Disney, but it was
cool.
I didn't have an opportunity to go to Disney, no.
Oh man,
we had enough Disney. We had enough Disney in Orlando.
From Orlando.
Yeah, we had enough of Mickey Mouse there, and our 3-year-old like went through a big Mickey Mouse phase, so we get plenty of Mr. Mouse.
Yeah, we're good on Mixie.
I know.
I'm Mickey.
I'm Mixie. You're like, I can't even say it. It's so annoying. So it was in Long Beach, like right above Long Beach. There's this little town called San Pedro, and I recorded with one of my buddies.
Okay, right on.
Out there, I'm really excited about it.
What was that songwriting process for you with this new EP? Like, I'm so fascinated with like the ingredients to someone's creative process, whether it's songwriting or whatever it may be, because I love to write. Like that's what I went to school for. And when I went to SCAD, like I wanted to be, at first I wanted to be like fashion journalism. And then I was like, fuck this, journalism's dead. I want to do more like creative writing. And so I ended up going to Boulder and like partying and doing English.
Oh my gosh, my little brother went to Boulder.
Wait, how old is he?
Your age, 26.
Okay, what's his name?
Casey. Marksberry.
I don't know. Boulder's
It's
so
a pretty
big.
large school.
He did play football. And he's coming tonight, so maybe,
He
I don't know.
played football, you said?
He did play football, yes.
nice.
Wait, that's fun. We'll meet him.
Yeah.
But writing is something that's so like near and dear to my heart, and
In
I'm
another
so.
world, Amanda would be a songwriter for sure.
Oh, if I could
you
sing,
you
if I
could still be a
sing-
songwriter.
Like
you know
need
that.
like she needs to write you some like.
Well,
Oh my
here's the
gosh,
thing.
Homegirl
let's
is-
write a song.
Oh my god, I would love to.
Let's do it.
I would fucking love to.
I feel like, okay, here's the thing is like, and this is another cool thing about what you're talking about with mixing genres and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like there's also songwriters that like never touch instruments, don't sing.
Right.
And like what's so cool about the world that we live in right now is like the just like unlimited possibility of jumping into different things.
Yeah.
That you normally like 5 years ago, like if you didn't stick to one genre, like
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Right.
You don't know who you are, and it's
Right.
like now you can go into country and like you can still be.
Mm-hmm.
And is
still
that
have
how
a
you're
fan
is that
base
how
and
you're
stuff.
tackling like Mae Mae as well? Like you don't want to be confined to one specific lane. Like you're cool with going all over the place, or is that like kind of a cautious conversation you have to
try
have with
be-
yourself?
Yeah, I try to be cautious. Like I'm trying to slowly move into like
Yeah.
this space as opposed to being like, whoo. But I am like really getting into like I want to do a lot of collaborations this year, and I recorded with some friends and stuff, and I want to try some other projects. Yeah, and just see
I
where
love
it
that.
goes. So
I like
fun.
the collaboration side of it. I think when you put like two minds together, you can create something so cool and something that you would have never like done on your own. You know?
Yeah, just being open minded to like
Right.
how you're not even a songwriter, but like who knows? Like
Well,
that's kind of sick.
And what I was gonna say though too is like writing a poem, or like the way that I like to write is just like stream of consciousness, like not even structured, just like stream of consciousness. But I feel like writing a song is different because you have to have like the chorus and then like all the different I don't even know what the fucking they're called, but like the
Yeah.
hooks, the like things. There's really a formula to it. So for you, what's your like formula? What's your secret sauce to writing music? Is it you have to be alone, or you have to go somewhere special, or whatever? What is it for you?
Man, I'm such a vengeful bitch. Like I like love when like some chaos happens and I'm like,
It's a shame you're fucking married, huh?
yeah, like chaos.
Flexibility,
Yes,
right?
Yes. Like I don't know. I'm actually not really that vengeful, but like I'm just very inspired by life, and I don't know if you guys do this. Like, do you ever just like sit in the car and you talk to yourself in the car?
That's why I started a podcast to begin with. Yeah.
Yes, that's how I
100%.
get lyrics. That's how I get like a chorus.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that was kind of good. Like, I should write that down. Like that, I don't know, because it kind of summarizes what you feel about something, and then you kind of.
So you don't have like do you have like a go-to specific like formula or template when making a song, or do you kind of just talk to yourself in the car and then take these pieces that you really love and put them down? Do you start with the title of a song? Do you start with the hook?
Honestly,
Like,
yeah.
How does it happen?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I'll like listen to a song and be like super inspired, and it'll like trigger something in my mind and be like, kind of want to talk about this. But usually it's if I'm like sitting down to like write a song. Sometimes that's really rough, but I just do it to do it, to get that muscle. But then there are other times where like the best songs where I'm just like in my feelings. But then there's also all the other times where you just have to like just sit down and be like, all right, add a piano or a guitar.
Right.
I used to kind of work on my laptop and like try to make a track. I'm less inclined to do that now. Like I kind of want it to feel more organic, and I feel like that's where I'm going with my music in general. So sitting down and being limited to like, all right, let me put a click on and like let me try to like finesse something. I just always find that it like clouds my voice as a writer, and like I don't know, I feel like people that really like my music really like my voice, and I think I'm also trying to really dive into that in like the next year.
Yeah. I love that. That was the first thing that stood out to me too about your music. I love your voice.
Thank you.
We were listening to Ultramarine.
Oh my gosh,
We
I love that song.
and we also watched the video.
Oh my gosh,
Super
I
fun
love
video.
that.
Video.
Thank you.
I will say that song is amazing.
Thank
It
you.
gives me so my parents listened to a lot of ABBA growing up.
Yeah.
You've heard that before.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure.
that was my inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, that was why
That's
I
what
freaking wrote it.
I told Amanda that. I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, this is like new age fucking sick ABBA.
Yeah.
shit
Oh my
right
gosh,
here.
thank you.
It's like, I love it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's really
guys.
good. When you're doing something like that, when you're like, you know, creating a song, like you're writing the song, then you're recording the song, and then it's getting produced, and then you're making the music video, like, how do you find people? Because I think there's a lot of people who are in their 20s who want to do something but don't necessarily know, like, how to find the
resources, right?
resources, how to
Yeah.
find the help, how to find people to make your ideas turn into
Gosh,
fruition.
that's so and like everything costs money. So it's
Everything
like
costs
as
money.
an independent artist, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
So that video I actually shot with my little brother's wife.
Love. Oh, he's married too?
He's married too.
Okay.
And we shot in my parents' backyard. We set up one camera, and then my husband, John, you'll meet tonight, he flew his drone around.
Hell
and then
yeah.
we just edited it. I can't
Did you
really
do
say
it?
that.
Did you
Yes,
do it?
I do
Yeah.
all my own music videos. Like I don't.
Let's go.
I would like to eventually like
Yeah,
have a
not for
budget
long,
to be
not for
like,
long.
let's make. But I don't know. Like I have so much more fun. Like
Yeah.
just
and
running
also,
around.
I'm sure it's a lot more
and-
satisfying seeing the end product, knowing that like your blood, sweat, and tears went into it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just released a song like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months ago. I don't know. Time flies. But that music video I haven't released yet. I'll probably release it like next week. But I shot it with my best friend. And like we just ran around Austin and we were
What's
like,
the
all
song?
right. Always Leave You Lonely.
I love that song. I was listening to it today.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, we just like ran around. We were like, all right, what are we gonna do? And we just like set up cameras and then, but I don't know, it's just so much more fun. Like,
Right.
and then my friend tonight that's gonna come with the podcast, her name's Arlie. The other day we were trying to shoot for my next single. We're trying to shoot the artwork. And so my parents have like a barn and she just took her iPhone and we went down and we shot what will be the pictures. And I'm like, I like shooting with my friends. Like that's my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love to hear how like busy you are in this music thing.
Oh gosh.
You know, that's like really inspiring. Like you're really, would you say that this is your number one priority in life right now is your music?
Yeah, I would say that. Like, I feel like I'm as busy as I can make myself because, like I said, like I'm independent. Like I'm not signed to anybody. Like,
Do you want to sign to somebody?
that's such a hard question.
Yeah.
Because I have friends that are like going into that or have just gotten signed, and it makes me a little nervous because I know that like it might be good for their career right now, but as far as like owning what you've created later
Right.
down, it just worries me a little bit. And like for me, obviously my dream would be like to go on tour and everything, but that's expensive. Like artists go into debt over it every day. So it's like that's really hard, but it's also my dream to be able to tour like and to build that fan base.
Have you ever done a tour before?
Done like mini tours.
Got you.
So like a small tour in California
Right.
where I'll play like a couple different cities up.
Yeah,
the
so
coast.
within like the same state, essentially.
Yes.
His
Yeah.
brother's a musician, so we get it. He goes on tour often.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, no,
nice.
totally get it. Yeah, he's signed to a really, really small record label.
Okay.
I want you and
But
him to connect
sometimes-
because you guys, I
I
think
would
you
love
guys could
to.
write a fire song together.
gosh.
He's a brilliant songwriter.
Does he live in Denver?
So he did,
He
not
used to.
anymore. He lives in Florida. He lives in Orlando.
Okay,
but I've
sick.
seen that side of, you know, literally 15,000 miles in a car by
oh
yourself.
my gosh. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's really, really hard.
It's rough. Yeah, that's when you guys brought up Ultramarine. That was interesting because I play that at the end of every show. But I started playing shows just me and John, and like really stripping it down, and people actually really resonate
Love
with that
that.
a lot more, which is
Yeah.
also kind of why I decided to change lanes a little bit.
Rather than having the full band sort of accompany you.
Well, because when I think about traveling, like, I mean, John is like down. Like
Right.
he's like, let's travel.
Dude, go.
Let's-
It's like independent artists are spending more time on their emails trying to book shows than actually playing music.
But
you
then,
know?
and then you have more of a handle on your business.
Totally.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you own more of it. You don't know like really where's the money going? Like what's happening? I don't know. That's
So
how I feel about
How
it.
do you go from, you know, church girl singing, influenced by your father, who was also a singer, you start getting into instruments?
Yeah.
Did you ever take like a few years, like was music always regularly in your life? Or were you ever like, I'm not going to actually
Pursue
do
this thing.
do this?
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
I feel like I've always been like, I really want to do this. For
Hell yeah.
me, my
What's your
issue,
zodiac sign?
I think I'm a Cancer.
When's your birthday?
July 5th.
Yeah, you're a Cancer.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, that just
I just like don't know enough.
that makes
and I'm
a lot
like,
of
tell me.
sense as to
I
why
wanna
you were
know.
like, my songwriting process is being in my feelings, because they're emotional motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like so. I mean, your sister is an Aries and a Cancer, it's just like water sign, feels so deeply like emotional.
Water, ultramarine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was always a dream of yours to be a full-time artist and make a name for yourself in the music industry.
Yeah, I feel like very like intensely like I'm supposed to be doing it, and I don't like, it's not something for me that's like I have to be this like massive thing. Like it's just like, no, like I just know I'm supposed to be doing it, and like, and for me it's not, I don't even mind working other jobs, and I don't like, I actually love working different jobs and like having different outlets. And
typically you have to, right? I mean,
yeah,
as an independent artist.
you got to do what you got to do, but at the same time, like, it's never been like, I don't know, I get to make music. For me, that's kind of how I feel like, and like I'm just gonna keep doing it. I don't know.
I'm curious because I think that a lot of people can resonate with that, but I think a lot of people are scared to invest in their passion, in their dream, and like believe in themselves. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's like you just know that you're supposed to be doing this, so you have to believe that you should be doing it.
It also takes a lot of guts and confidence to say, music is my thing. I am doing music. You know, that takes a lot.
Because people are like really, and then you inch up on like you're inching up on 30, and then people like really. It's an interesting thing to like watch people who aren't creatives, and maybe, you know, the people that are close to you. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's some of your friends.
I think a lot of the time it's your family and friends.
Totally. And they're like, what are you doing? Right. And you're just like,
mind your business.
Mind your business, but also
or
like,
believe in me, motherfucker.
Like I have to sleep with myself at night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to go to bed thinking like, you know, I had all these talents just like, you know, given to me, and these thoughts and these songs, and like, what am I supposed to not make up? Like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, but I also think there's like an important thing of like not making it your whole personality. Yeah. Because I think that's unhealthy. So I don't know. And I think for a long time, I felt like I needed to do that. And as I've gotten older, I've been like, I don't know. I think
So what is your outlet outside of music when you need that sort of like
reprieve?
Yeah.
Reprieve. Oh my gosh.
Dog mom.
Dog mom, yes.
Wifey?
Hey, y'all have a dog?
No.
We have 2 monkeys at home.
The kids, like, we just can't. And also, we're like not dog people. We're not pet people.
Okay, yeah.
As much as
dogs,
we wish,
we like
as much as we
cats.
want to say, like, we're, I guess, kind of wish, or maybe we don't want to. We're just like not.
I appreciate
there.
like pets. I just don't want one myself. You know?
Yeah. I didn't want one.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I just did. And then like for me it was actually really great because we got the dog right after we moved to Austin, and like it served as such a, I don't know, I just love him so much. Like, I don't know, he just comforted me. And then also made me a lot of friends because dog parks.
For sure.
That's the other thing too. I think being in your 20s, it's hard to make friends, especially as a married couple.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Like when we lived in Southern California, that was really, really hard because it was like after COVID or during, and we had just gotten married, and it was like.
And California was like strict. Very
strict, but also like people. Hot take, but Californians are so flaky. Like I don't know, like I'm very much like if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm like fully gonna do it.
Yeah, so. It's like if they get a better offer, they're gonna do that instead.
Or they'll wake up that day and be like, nah.
Yeah, and I'm like, am I chopped liver? Like I don't treat people like that. So like I expect that in return. So when we moved to Austin, it was like so refreshing because people have more time, obviously, you know, like the industry is not as much there. Like it's a little bit slower. But I think it's like a really cool thing as somebody like in their mid-20s that wants to have young friends who like have the same goals, have the same, you know. But yeah, navigating marriage, like that is really hard. Being a creative and navigating marriage.
Well, I was going to say too, like.
Interesting. I'm
and
sure having kids.
Is your husband in a corporate job?
Yes, yeah, he's in tech.
Cool. Yeah, so am I. So being creative, being music, and then husband in corporate job tech.
Yeah.
Is he totally, fully supportive
and then your wife is like fully creative.
Yeah.
It's like literally the same situation.
And I'll like write a poem and he'll be like, what is that about? And I'm like, it's just like my, you know, it's me.
Okay, wait, so question with that. Are you sometimes more protective over showing him stuff that you write? Because I feel that way sometimes.
Interesting.
No,
I feel like
I'm not.
I feel like I get the front row.
Well, you get the front
like
row because I'm like a chronically like oversharer. Honest, I can't not like
chronically.
I just can't not. And I don't care like what people think about the shit that I create.
Right.
It's more just like the other day I wrote something and he's like, where the fuck did you get that? I'm like, I just wrote something. Like, I don't know. It was just creative, you know?
I think I say that
Wait,
in a very
where do you
supportive way,
see
though.
it that she wrote it? Like, do you
She just tells me, hey, by the way, I wrote something today. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Doesn't even let me answer. Okay, here it is.
I'm like,
you know?
okay, 3, 2, 1, be quiet. Like, I'm going to say it. But again, like, I'm a chronic overshare. Like, I cannot lie. I cannot, like, not talk about the things that
Or
I
she'll
like.
make it a caption on one of her Instagram photos and be like, did you read my caption?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Has that ever caused a fight? Just curious.
No.
Has it?
No.
No. He's been, like, the most...
The oversharing part of her, like, in, like, no, because that's all I've ever known from her.
Yeah.
I found out who she was by her way of sharing. Like, I always thought that was cool and respected
that's so
that.
Well, I
sweet.
think also too, he's a deeply creative person. He just doesn't always get to act on it because of his
Yeah,
job.
I live vicariously
Yeah, yeah.
So
through
he's
her.
always
sure.
like, yes, queen.
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
never, even if it's like,
That has never been a thing.
no, I even wrote like a slam poem about you, like in our first relationship, like when we were going through some shit. And I read it to you and you're like, damn. It's so good. It was about him.
Like, shit.
Yeah. No, and I've had friends be like, dude, did you see what Amanda posted? Like, I'm like, this is.
Who?
I wouldn't
Wow, that
have
is, like,
married this
so
woman if I didn't
secure.
know what the fuck I was getting with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's
But do you
always
struggle?
been-
Do you struggle sharing?
No, I just think John is more he's more of a private person. So for me, like when I write something, it's like it's like your sacred little
Yeah.
thoughts. So
Yeah.
for him, he's very private. He's not a big sharer of those kinds of things. We're very opposite in that way. So yeah, sometimes he's like, "Was that about me?" Yes.
Wait, have you-
and by the way, yes.
Wait, which songs are about him?
Apple Boy. I don't know if you've heard Apple Boy.
I don't think I listened to that one yet.
That's what I did the collaboration with Anna on. So we actually did a collaboration drink for my very first EP. I had a
What?
song called Apple Boy, and they still sell. I think in Denver, we did like a whole drink and a full show, and you could scan the bottle.
I remember this, but I didn't get to drink it. But I remember this.
It's probably expired now.
Was it Apple?
I don't know.
It was
It's
hard
selling-
kombucha?
It was hard.
I'm assuming it's
I
an
was pregnant
Apple.
at the time.
It was Apple Old Fashioned.
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah.
She was telling me about this. Where was the show?
So fun. What was the old place that they used to like have a couple taps at in
don't know.
Denver? It's like here in Rhino,
in Denver,
but I
okay.
forgot what the place was. Not my phone's taking a minute, but the whole time. But yeah, we did that collaboration drink, and it was so. I don't know, it was just like so cool. People could like go into a store, like I like went into stores and like looked at it, and you can scan the code and it would go straight to the song.
That's
I
brilliant.
love that.
That's a brilliant
Vibes.
marketing tactic
That's
right
so
there.
cool. We
Fun.
need to bring it back.
Yeah, we definitely do.
I want to
was
drink
good.
it. I want to drink it. Okay, before we wrap up, we do a segment on our podcast called Dish It Out. And so people can ask us questions for like advice or struggles they're going through or just like wanting to, get advice. And we will serve it up to them.
Okay.
So we're going to just give you a few questions and we want you to give the listener some advice.
Okay.
So the first one is, how can I follow my passion without compromising financial stability? Or like, how do you justify that?
How do you justify spending money on what you want to do?
Yeah, like the financial commitment, like
Oh, that's so hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that can vary on person to person.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that like if I don't have something, I don't spend it, and I'll make. It's the same reason why I don't like hire someone to go do my music videos. Like there are certain things that I'm like, okay, they're worth it. Like if I go record a song, I'm like, okay, that's really worth it to
Yeah.
me. So, unless I know I can do it at home in my studio and like execute in a certain way, or like even if the time is, an issue, I would do that. But at the same time, it's like that is something that I don't want to compromise on.
Right.
But like something like a video, I'm like,
Yeah.
All
So really have
right,
that
like-
conversation, like, is it worth hiring or purchasing this resource? If I took the time, like, I could do it myself.
yes, but also sometimes it's better to like look to somebody else to do something better, because sometimes it just takes so much time to
Right.
like learn it, and
Time is
unless you
money.
really have that conviction to be like, I'm gonna learn that on my own, like, and you really have that drive and that time to do it, like, go for it. But if you have somebody that you really want to work with and like you can nail it, I don't know, I think sometimes it's worth it.
yeah. So like weighing out whether it's worth it to you or not.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, maybe you're just like developing your thoughts. So like maybe don't jump into something
Right.
super quick. Maybe give it some time and just suss out a bunch of ideas before you like really commit to it. Like go do an open mic, like read your poetry somewhere. Like try it out. I don't know.
Get your feet wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, the second one. How do you get out of a creative block?
I travel. And I know that not everybody can, but
it's even like going to a new coffee shop or
When
something.
you travel, what are you looking for on your travels? Just to literally be in a new place? Or are you like, I need to travel and then go to this place and see what the flavor here is?
I say travel. Really, I like go to my family. Like if I really want to feel like rejuvenated, like this week I feel so rejuvenated creatively, and I go to my family, I go to my loved ones, or like John and I are super into like camping, like road trips, love. Because Texas has a lot of really cool campsites, an hour, 2 hour, 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Does it have hiking? Does it have any like mountains nearby?
They do. They have hiking.
Okay.
And like mountains, there's some, like 2-3 hours, sometimes 4, like Big Bend, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
So basic, but
it's
there. And but Austin has really cool. There's just so many fun like outdoor activities, which is really nice. I know the summers are hot, and you guys had a horrible experience, but I love Austin.
We need to go
so
back
sad.
without the kids because we were there with our kids too.
No,
that's
visually driving
rough.
around and getting like the vibe of Austin, I mean, has to be one of the most fun, intricate.
No, you got your boots on.
Enticing.
Like, what are the vibes? Come on.
And I love a good country moment and like a good Western Southern moment. I think too, I was like, what? No, I was a year postpartum. I think it really was just like the weather and then the fact that we had the kids because like we canoed in the
kayak, on Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Yes. Was it Lady Bird? It was where the that like dipping hole or like the swimming hole is. Yes. So we canoed there and we passed so many groups of people that were just like drinking, like young 20s, drinking, having fun.
So we knew like the vibes.
We were like, that would be so fun if we could do that, but obviously we had the kids.
And the bar scene looked amazing. The music scene, I'm sure, is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it's like the new like comedy hub.
Oh, absolutely. We'll have to talk about some comedy later. I know.
Are you into comedy?
Oh yeah, we go like twice a week.
You do?
You have
We
Comedy
do.
Mothership, I'm assuming.
Wait, who are your favorite comedians?
We can't say that out here. No, I'm just kidding. You can. Comedians. There's this one comedian I really love. His name's William Montgomery.
William Montgomery, okay.
Yes.
I gotta look into him.
Yeah.
I gotta look into
Love
him.
him.
We're seeing
Casey
that.
Rocket's
We're
a
seeing
good
that
one.
Rife tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
I don't think we should tell people that though. Isn't he like kind of canceled right now?
Everybody's canceled.
I actually like him a lot.
You said Comedy Mothership. I'm like, canceled.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan canceled.
What's going?
He's
Is that
canceled?
what's
I don't
going
know.
on
I
with
just think
that?
people like hate.
I fucking love him.
Is that
Everything.
controversial in Austin right now? Comedy Mothership?
No, I just think it's like controversial in places like LA.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what
Why?
I'm saying?
Because it's like the Comedy Store and stuff.
No, because it's Joe Rogan and everybody's like, oh, he's so.
I feel like LA is also like the cancellation
Oh,
police.
interesting. Okay, I got you. I really want to see it. I really want to go to Comedy Mothership.
I wouldn't even consider Joe Rogan that conservative,
Well,
which
he
is
went
insane.
through that whole
No.
thing.
What whole thing?
Do
we want to recap
Everybody
it?
goes through a whole thing, all right? Like
Amanda doesn't keep up with pop culture much.
I do. I listen to the
That's so
Toast.
good,
I do.
though.
No, I try to. I do because I like to be informed.
what are your favorite podcasts? I'm
The
very
Toast.
curious. Oh, okay.
Do you know the Toast?
I've listened to it like once.
I love them because that's where I get my pop culture from because I have a tendency to live under a rock. Like I don't care about like what's going on in society. I'm like in my own little world a lot of the time, and like, woo, what am I
She's
gonna do
late to a lot
today?
of
What am I
things,
gonna
for
create? What
sure.
am I gonna write today? Like, what am I gonna wear today? Like, I don't know. I just live my own world. So I like that. I like the Skinny Confidential obviously. Joe Rogan, I love, but really I listen to the Toast a lot. Like that's my
Nice.
favorite because I get my little hits of pop culture and I know what's going on without like being so consumed by
Well,
it.
you know what they want their listeners to know what's going on. There's also other stuff going on.
Oh, for sure. They have a niche, but I like because it's like lighthearted.
Right.
Yeah.
Question for you though: How do you like not get caught up in the noise of like social media? Because for me specifically, like if I'm scrolling too much on my phone, I know that my
gosh.
creativity is fucking shot.
Yes.
So like for you, do you have any like rules for yourself? Like, oh, I can't go on social media during these times, or like, what's your relationship
I
with
probably
that?
should have rules.
Yeah.
But I think like I'm trying to be better at this, but usually like in the past I've just been like either like on it or off of it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So recently I've been trying to like dedicate a little bit of time in the morning and just like plan out my posts or whatever if I'm going to post that day or whatever.
Right.
And then walk away from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me as much as it used to though. Like it really used to like depress me. And now I'm kind of like, I feel like I have more of a handle on it. But I think that only comes from the fact that like, I just have good people in my life that will like take me out of whatever I'm going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I think when you're like sitting there and you're scrolling and you're constantly doing that.
Yeah, you're constantly like comparing yourself to everything.
Yeah. And then you just gotta like be taken out of that. But it's also really hard because like leave something on your brain. Like, do you feel like you're losing your memory sometimes?
1,000%.
Scary.
1,000%.
So
I
scary.
like couldn't even tell you what I like. If I'm sitting there and scrolling for 30 minutes, couldn't even tell you what I watched. Couldn't even tell you what I watched.
So that's another thing, short form. My friend said that. She's like, stop watching short form. Like, only go for long form if you're going to watch before you go to bed or whatever. And I'm like, she's so right.
Yeah.
But it's so hard, that discipline, that dopamine.
It is. I don't have the discipline right now. I find myself scrolling way more than I want to be honest.
But then she'll take out her frustration on me and she'll be like,
I'll
why are
literally be
you scrolling?
I'll be scrolling on my phone before bed and then I'll shut it off and like start reading my book and 10 minutes later I'll be like, that's so bad for you. Why are you scrolling?
Like, bitch, what the fuck?
She's like judging you. You're like, wow, couldn't be me. Like,
100%. I'm like, you should read. Like, get a book.
I do have a book right now and I actually love it.
You've been killing it on the reading game.
Wrecking that thing. And I'm not normally a reader.
Okay, so traveling. You like to travel to get out of creative blocks.
if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last dish it out is what do I do if the people around me don't support my dreams or my passions?
I find myself, this might be shitty. This might be, can I say shitty?
Mm-hmm.
It might be toxic of me, but I like will really like monitor how much time I spend with those people. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Does
and
that not matter who it is?
Just in the sense that like, if I feel like people are starting to get a little funky and like say things that I'm like, sometimes I feel like it's based out of jealousy too. Like
It always is.
Most of it is.
It always
like where
is.
it's like, oh, you can do that, but I can't. And I'm like, actually, you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like,
also, do you even want to? Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
Yeah.
most people don't even want to. So it's like, why are you giving me? I feel that a lot. Yeah, I get
Because they
that.
be scrolling.
Yeah.
because it'd be
Be scrolling, dude.
yeah, I don't know. I just change it up a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, noted.
Yeah.
I'm just going to spend a little less time, like, you know, because I feel like I'm supportive with other people. And like, I don't know, it's hard, but it's usually comes from people who don't have any like creative endeavors in that sense. Or maybe they can't. And that, like, that, maybe they can't. They can't actually, like, financially, like, they don't have time, whatever. And I don't know. This is the Miley Cyrus and Beyonce
This
one.
is the. Yeah, I love this one.
So good.
I love when she performed at the Oscars. It was mind blowing.
That hair,
when she was
that
like,
her
wait, was
hair.
it this one?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, she was like up
The
there by
Tina
herself.
Turner vibes.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah, that was good.
I love her so much.
Who right now in the music industry, just one of my last question to you, who inspires you? Who do you like to listen to? Like, what are people that like you really respect and want to be like?
Sorry, this song's so fucking good.
Like who? So there's so many people that I like their music, but like who is doing what I'm like I think is like dope, like something on their own that they're not like bowing down to what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like hard.
Do you know Lola Young? You'd like
Gotta
her.
listen. Okay, what's her
She's
vibe?
She's like
Punky?
a grungy, punky, amazing voice.
She's
out
from-
of the
Oh wait,
UK.
England.
she's
the one that's. You say that I'm really fucking boring.
Yeah,
that
I
one.
like that one,
I
yeah.
just saw her in concert. She's fucking badass.
Oh my gosh, maybe I saw your post.
You probably did. She's badass. Like
But she like doesn't care.
doesn't give a fuck and like literally just is creating something that sounds so different than any out of the other artists right now. I think she's an independent artist.
No way.
I don't think she's signed to
I think
any-
she's signed to a record
Think
label.
she's signed?
Being from Atlanta or Georgia, do you listen to rap music, hip hop?
Not as much.
No. Interesting.
Why? What are you guys into?
Oh, we're
we
Floridians.
love the hip hop.
Yeah, like
Rap.
You're trap girlies.
We're like
1,000%.
We love like
I'm
money.
like twerking
We
in
love-
the
we love-
kitchen with
we
my
love
kids in the
Kodak
morning.
No,
Black and
I'm down.
1,000%.
But I just don't follow it as
We'll
much.
throw
I
in
don't
some
know.
like
I'm
money
just-
bag yo.
Okay,
Yeah.
period.
Oh, big X the plug.
Yeah, you know when I was in high school, Migos,
Hell yeah.
we played them in football. Like at the same time they were in high school.
Shut
I was
up.
in high school.
They're our age.
So they were in our district. They were in my district for football.
One of them is sort of
Yeah,
is
some
our
of their
age, yeah.
siblings
Who?
go to the school that I grew up
What?
going to. I know.
Wait, that's crazy.
Collins Hill, Gwinnett. You know when they're like Gico, Gwinnett County.
Okay.
Do you know the girl Dasha?
No,
The-
I'm
you know
so.
this- you know
R.I.P.
the song?
Takeoff though. R.I.P. Takeoff.
Yeah, I know, for real. No, you know the girl she's like went viral on TikTok. Did your boots stop working? Did your truck break? You've never seen her? I think you kind of like her. You kind of look like her in a way. She's blonde and like she has merch that I love, and it says country, but it's like cunt.
Oh, I love that.
Country. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
You'd like her. She's got a fun vibe.
Okay, I'll have to check. You guys will have to like tell me everything to check out.
Did you listen to ABBA growing up?
I did.
Yeah. What like what were your parents rocking back in the day?
Casey and the Sunshine Band. My dad was really into like Shaka Khan. I don't know if you guys listen to Shaka Khan. Tower of Power. He was very like gospel. Israel and the New Breed, which I don't know. Did y'all grow up in church or anything like that?
Not really, no.
Yeah, so there were like a couple gospel artists that he really, really loved that I feel like I was super like influenced by. Johnny Lang was a really big one for me. Yeah.
Are you multi instrument artist?
Yes and no, mostly guitar, and I wouldn't even consider myself a good guitar player. I just function. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're just functioning over here.
So we got a guitar for our 3-year-old because we want him to be a rock star. Like I'm telling you, this kid loves entertaining more than anybody that I've ever met.
He really does.
And like the other day, he played a show for us, and he's like, Lennox Kenneth, guitar player Fowler, like coming out. He's introducing himself.
He wants us to. He also wants us to introduce him. And and when he's done, he'll say, "Thank you so much, everybody, for listening."
Yeah,
like,
he's the best.
He's on stage.
Oh my god!
We'll show you pictures. We got
so
really good stuff.
we got him a piano, we got him a guitar. I'm totally gonna be that mom that's like putting him in all like the lessons and like I don't care.
You'll
You
be
have
the
to do
mom
it.
in the crowd, like doing the dance too,
Yeah,
like the
I'm
Mean
the
Girls
video,
mom.
the video.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I literally like I'll pick up that guitar. I cannot. I don't know how people play guitar. It feels like the most awkward thing that I've ever done in my life. Like, how do you move your hands like that? Like, I can't do it.
You could.
Practice, right?
No, it feels
I feel like it's easier to learn than piano.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I could get down with piano. I don't know.
Next episode,
We
Amanda
need to
will
have,
do
like, a set- no, we
a
should-
piano performance.
And then we'll write a song together.
Yes. So as we're wrapping
I'm really
up,
down, yeah.
where can people find you? What's going on right now that you're excited about? Give us the spiel.
You can find me on Instagram, or TikTok, if I Mae Mae, if I may, you know what I
Love,
mean?
love.
But if I may,
Creative.
May,
And
Yeah.
it's MAE.
MAE, if I May. And same
that-
on TikTok.
Okay, cool.
Mae Mae on like Spotify. And I want to release our song I'm really, really excited about probably in the next month or so.
Let's go.
Yay.
And play some shows. If you're from Denver, maybe I'll have a show here.
You should.
Hopefully in the summer.
will
I'm trying
be
to plan
there.
something. So
We're looking forward to hearing you play some tunes tonight.
yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if I think I'm just vibing in that corner over there.
I know. I think so too.
Don't worry,
It's a great
I'll get
vibe.
everyone to shut the fuck up, sit their ass down,
Yeah.
and listen.
No, I love it. I
And-
also want to talk to people. So
Everyone listening too is gonna also hear Mae Mae because we're gonna include it in this video.
Yeah, can we
my
use a
gosh.
couple of your songs for our?
I think so.
Is that
I don't
cool
know
with you?
like with the copyright.
I
don't
think if it's a
there's-
live, it's like a live performance. It'll be different. Hopefully,
Perfect.
we won't
I think
get
it'll be fun.
copyrighted.
Sweet.
No, I don't
Cool.
know. I don't know those things.
When we conclude all of our episodes, so we 86 them. Do you ever work in the restaurant industry?
Oh yes.
So you know what 86 means?
No.
You don't? When you like run out of something, it's 86?
I don't know. I didn't know it either before.
Like when you run
No.
out of menu item, it's 86. It means they don't have it anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like wrapped up. Don't sell it anymore. It's 86.
Okay, we're 86ing.
Yeah. Do you mind looking at the camera? No, I
literally
think,
what we're
I think
doing
your
now.
husband has to be here for us to be able to do that. Anyways, do you mind looking in the camera and saying this episode is officially 86?
This episode is officially 86.
69.
69, bitch.
Boom.
I love it.
Guys, that was so
what time is
fun.
it?
Y'all
Yeah?
are so easy to talk to.
was leaning over.